Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Hope you are good. We're going to talk about Zilliqa. When to invest. Should you invest now though? Let's find out. Hey, welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a like, comment on the video as well. Much appreciated. Now, also, links below to certain things that I recommend, by the way. Also, Instagram, give me a follow, please. It's a new account. I need some growth. Now, Zilliqa, in the news quite a bit. It's pumping quite aggressively. But we're going to do a little bit of a different outcome on this in terms of, is this a good opportunity to jump into a coin like this? Judging by where it is. I always say fundamentals, as long as they don't change, you keep an eye on the ball in terms of what you're looking at. Keep up to date with things, honestly. I'm looking at Zilliqa quite closely. I think when you look at the risk reward of where it's been, it's never actually had a bull run, so to speak. It came out at the worst possible time in terms of like coin adoption. January 2018, the end of the bull run. Now, that's interesting to look at, and we'll have a little look at more detail in the long-term chart in a bit. But just to give you a little bit of an inkling of what it is, I'll go over it. But this is not fine-grained fundamental analysis or detail, so please don't murder me in the comments like people like to do. This is more about the mindset of investing more than what it is. If you've not done your research yet, go and do your research, okay, and then come back to this video if you so wish to. So it is a high performance, high security blockchain platform for enterprises and next generation applications, essentially. So this is a keyword, enterprise. Big things come from enterprises, you probably recall. At a glance, we're committed to delivering a scalable, which is key, and a secure platform for developers and enterprises. The problem that we've got with other coins, I'm not going to mention names, scalability is an issue. They're getting addressed, as we know. You probably understand in the next part of this video which coin I'm talking about. This has something called sharding. Kind of cool. A unique application of sharding allows the blockchain to scale in a linear fashion. So it shouldn't break. It shouldn't go, shouldn't die. That's a problem with blockchains in the early phases, right? We've had it in 2017 when everything went nuts with Ethereum. It crumbled. We see it with Bitcoin. When there's too much volume and the miners can't keep up, it crumbles, it bottlenecks, it causes problems. It's only written in the code. This will expand like a balloon, basically, if you want to make that simple. So I'm not going to go over too much detail because I don't know enough about it to do an educated point of view. So please do your research, do a lot of understandable checks. Check out the team, check out all the kind of stuff that it does, the aims, its issues that it may have or may not have, all that good stuff. But we're going to talk more about altcoins as a whole, not so much Zilliqa as well, because they are pumping quite a bit at the minute. I don't think it's an alt season, but we're looking at risk reward now of when to jump in. A lot of people are jumping in on coins that have really mooned, like proper mooned, like stupid levels, like Digibyte, for example, that went up and nearly retraced 50% of its all-time high, which is crazy. You got the likes of was it Theta, T-Fuel, crazy moves. People are jumping in those. Just wait, just hang fire. But we're going to look at Zilliqa because there's been some interesting stuff coming out about Zilliqa, and this article kind of points a picture a little bit at it. 35% increase in the last 24 hours, marking a delayed reaction for a coin which was subject to some increased attention over the previous weekend. So Zilliqa has been announced as one of the trading pairs on Binance, which was one of the things as well. But also, co-founder of Ethereum, dear me, Vitalik Buterin on Twitter declared that Zilliqa, like Ethereum, has a lot of room to succeed and prosper in the future. So that's obviously got people's eyes to the ball in terms of what it is, and as an alternative to Ethereum. Now, people know that I quite like Ethereum. I think this is quite a good solid hold as well. Not financial advice, but if you're looking for something on the lower scale compared to Ethereum, and you want to grow a bit of money somewhere, and we'll look at the chart overall, you'll see exactly what I mean in terms of where it has been pre-bull run. Post-bull run, sorry. Oh my God, my words are terrible today. So you can probably understand why things are interesting. So there's a lot of stuff about this. Obviously, we've got a load of sarcastic comments as well in this one. But in my opinion, I think you know, even though he's the co-founder of Ethereum, he's not far away from being probably pretty honest in terms of the technology of where things are probably going to go in terms of blockchain, you know, blockchain structure essentially, where enterprises and big businesses will be able to grow on a blockchain with relative ease over time. It's going to get easier over time. We all know that. It's going to get better. Technology, it's like everything. Look at the phone. Remember when the phone came out? Hello. Huge. Now look at the fucking thing. You know, it's amazing. So everything will get easier. Same with the likes of investing. It will all get easier. But you've got to understand this. We are very, very early to the game. And a lot of altcoins came out at the wrong time. And this is where the essence of this video is going. Zilliqa is one of those victims where coin came out at a really bad time. If you've got some income, these are the sort of areas. Go from 50 to 100 on CoinMarketCap and have a little look at what they've got, what they're doing. A lot of them have never experienced big price action. They've just kind of went. It's because demand's gone with altcoins. So let's look at the chart. Now this, again, repeat, not financial advice, but when you look at that chart on a glance, this has only got so much data, right? It came out in January. You know, I think it was January the 10th or the 11th, give or take. I may be wrong on the numbers, but January it came out in 2018. You got to remember the charts were freaking up the wall then, but it never really took off because the market was declining at the time. When you consider where it's been and the highs of where it's been 23 cents without a bull run, which is scary. Well, I wouldn't call it a bull run, but you know what I mean. But we are now down at 0.013 cent. We've actually been a lot lower than that. We've actually moved up a bit. But when you look at what we have been in terms of, you know, overall area, we've actually went up 3x from that low point, which is quite scary. But as I say though, if you consider where we've been in May 2018, there is a whole chunk of change there that could be realized in the future, in the next potential outcome of what's happened with the halving of Bitcoin, adoption of Ethereum 2.0, all kinds of stuff with the altcoin market. It could get quite interesting if you are just holding a small bag of something like Zilliqa. Now, the reason why I'm using Zilliqa as an example for today's video is because it fits the best in terms of all the stuff going on. But you got to look at certain elements. Now, this is going to come down. There's a massive bearish divergence on the RSI, so don't invest now. But what I will say is this: similar sort of fashion, this is going to retrace. Okay, the whole market's looking a bit crumbly at the moment, and I'd highly would be looking at something like Zilliqa as a way to grow your Bitcoin in Satoshi values over time. Something that could well do well in the future and a good price entry. So in terms of a little bit of analysis, we're not going to go too deep in this video, but if you're looking at that, just ladder in some orders somewhere in and around where this matter is, right? Where the 618 level is, or even the 50%. Try and get something a little bit better. But the chances of you actually getting a home run, I don't want to I don't want to make it too bullish this video, Christ. You know, are probably quite high when you look long term, providing though, disclaimer, fundamentals do not change. You've done your research, and don't take anything that I say because I'm not a financial advisor. But you know what I mean, because when you zoom out and you look at where it has been, it could happen. So don't put loads of money into stuff like this. They are still incredibly risky, but too many people are looking low, like the lowest points of CoinMarketCap, when actually, if you look at the top 50 or even the top 40, for example, there's some coins in there that have not really given its full potential of price action. They've maybe got the full potential in terms of development. They've got the good team. They've actually been working on stuff over time. Yeah, cool. But until that is realized by price, you may well make a lot of money out of that. And I'm not trying to say that to kind of FOMO you into anything, but you got to look at certain things. But there's all kinds of different coins like that. And what I'm actually going to do right now, I'm going to go on to CoinMarketCap just to give you an idea, just to show you certain things that when coins have been released at certain points, it's not good, but it also isn't a disadvantage for you when you've actually found them. The price hasn't moved, you've not missed the boat, but they've actually been developing quite a lot. So another one to look at, let's just go back. Look at Theta, for example, right? Yeah, it's doing well, it's mooning, But this is another coin that hasn't been out during a bull run. Obviously, it's absolutely cataclysmically shot up. But this is another one that could well be one of the front runners in the next big market cycle. You got to look at where things have been. And a lot of older coins have they've been seen and shown how good they can be when altcoins really get a push. There's other ones as well. Look at Ontology. Another good example where it came out it came out post bull run. It shot up quite a lot. It went all the way down. Who knows what could happen with these coins, because the risk reward hasn't been realized yet in price action, but what has happened over time, they've actually been developing quite a lot. Let's have a little look at one more. Matic Network is another one. Just to give you an insight, this hasn't been out that long. This has not seen any sort of massive bull run. But again, this looks like a real good value proposition long term if Ethereum does very, very well. It's got all the minerals to do well, but we don't know. But what people tend to do is they tend to go to the more established coins, which I'm probably a victim for as well. But you got to look at where these established coins have been. This is another one, Engine Coin. Came out at the right time, just before the bull run. Boom! If there's a big increase in interest in altcoins, you can bet your bottom dollar these coins, like Zilliqa, will do incredibly well over time. And they will show stupid results like this. It's just one of those things, it will happen. So, that is today's video pretty much done. Very, very simple. Look at the risk reward factor on all of these elements. They are freaking amazing. Just, you never know what's going to happen. That does not mean you buy every single coin going. No. You find one or two that you've done a lot of research in, you've put money you can afford to lose into them, and just buy at low levels and just watch the investment. You never know what could happen in the overall market. Once the Bitcoin dominance comes down, you may well be making Satoshis without even realizing it. Ciao, ciao.